Oh, that's good, Vimto.
Ooh, that's good, Vimto. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where Vimto and other drinks are available. Nice. Just before we jump into things, first of all, other drinks are available, although Vimto is a really, really good one, to be fair. Second thing, there are balloons in my room. It's nothing special. Well, not anymore. It was special. It was Chloe's birthday balloons. They've been in her bedroom. We had a hot tub outside, and they were in that. Then they were in her bedroom, but she put them on the landing. I put them in here to get them out of the way, and then I came in this morning and thought, fuck it, we're having a balloon stream, yeah. So there you go. Anyway, how are we all doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name's Grim. How are you doing? Tino's in nice and early. Oh, hello, let's go. 10-ish. Yeah, you got them right. We actually went live at 11. So we'll take that. We'll take that. Any Vimto is good Vimto. That's also a good shout.
Very true.
Good morning, Mr. Callum. I'll rate. Also a new channel sponsor. I mean, Vimto, do you know what? I mean, we've got good friends already at Muscle Moose and Moose Juice. We've done some bits with Rafe last week, obviously sending us the PUBG care package and stuff. But do you know what, Vimto, we'd make it happen. So if you want to get involved, reach out. We'll make it happen. We'll find a way to fuck yeah. I mean, actually, yeah, whatever. We'll try. We'll see what we can do. New balloon stream there. Yeah, fuck the hot tubs. Get rid of the hot tub. Just keep the balloons. You've already got the colour scheme nailed for the Vimto sponsor. That may have been in the initial conversations around Ice Cream Plus branding.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. How can we get sponsored by Vimto? First of all, we'll make a Twitch channel, and then we'll make it purple, white, and pink. Yes, nice. There we go. Lovely. But yeah, other stuff was involved in that conversation, like content. You know, having a nice way to talk to you guys on a daily and stuff like that. But it was entirely about Vimto. How are you all doing anyway? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Plus. My name's Graham Day. As mentioned, I'm also joined by the man that we call Baby. I'll rate Bib.
Good morning, Graham.
Good morning. We at Ice Cream Uploads, I'm sure you guys know that because I've mentioned it about 7 or 8 times already. Anyway, in true ice creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. We are here for the next hour or so to give you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We want your thoughts and impressions, though. Do feel free to get involved. We want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. And it's important that you do that because this is the UK's #1 video game podcast, even if we do say so ourselves. But it's only that because of the impressions that you give back. We turn this live stream, we go live on Twitch at 10 a.m. each and every single weekday. 10 a.m.-ish. It's 11:13, so it's not too bad compared to where we've been the last couple of weeks. So we go live on Twitch anyway, each and every single weekday. But the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play. Lots of places where people can watch and listen on demand, but they don't get to get involved in the chat, and that's what you guys do, hopefully. Feel free. You don't have to, but feel free to get involved over the next hour or so as we run through the stories. Before we do that, though, first of all, exclamation mark giveaway. You can see it says in the title, which is the same thing as exclamation mark loot drop, essentially, or loot droop if you're ads. Ads as in the person, not advertisements if you're here for the first time. It's a thing. Anyway, I'm mentioning that because we don't have a giveaway. I'm wearing this at the moment because it's the ICU esports jersey. So we gave this away last month. Is that what we should give away this month? We don't have any Tigaway. Tito's been on the sauce again, honestly. Yeah, we haven't decided on what. Yeah, I think that's it. That's a good shout because we're looking at games. Me and Bib were talking about before we went live, like what to give away. Usually, we'd look at what games are coming out in the window of our giveaway. So we don't have a giveaway that gives away a game that's coming out in October, in July, because that would be stupid. So there's not really anything coming out in August. We've had Pokemon Unite, which is free. We've had the Space Jam game, which is kind of Xbox only and free on Game Pass. So what's the point? So we kind of, we're stuck on what to give away. So do we do another bit of merch? Is there anything else that you'd like to see us giving away in the same sort of ballparkish? Obviously, I mean, throwing an Audi R8, yep. Would love to give one of those away. And the winner it's me! Yeah! But yeah, feel free to... We'll put some sort of poll together and see what you guys think, because we are running giveaways each and every single month for subscribers. That is the loot drop. But this month, we haven't decided on a prize, so we don't know what you guys could win. You don't know what you guys could win. Obviously, the only way you can get involved is to be a sub. So be it a a Prime sub that's free with your Prime subscription, or all the way up to a tier 3. It doesn't matter what level of sub you are, as long as you're a sub, even a gifter, as long as you have a sub on the day that it's drawn. If you're in our Discord and your accounts are linked, then nice. Console giveaway. Yes, I mean, we can give away any sort of consolations. I will console you and your feelings. There you go. You can all have one of those for free. Do you know what? They're there. There you go. Nice. I propose a Steam Deck. So do I. Are you talking about for the giveaways? No, Steam Deck. I mean, Stream Deck is more in the ballpark. It's probably still outside of the ballpark, but yeah. I've had a mare there. That's the whiskey I brought back, says Tino. Yes, get involved in the giveaway if you want. And when you've done that, get involved in the giveaway as well. Nice. Signed nudes of Graham and Bibbs. No, we want people to come back. That's the point. God damn it. In other news, some Twitch viewers have stabbed their eyes out today. Good morning.
Zoom isn't strong enough.
It's not the zoom that's not strong enough for me. It's the filter, like you see on Crime Watch, where they block out someone's face. The censored. Anyway, babe, good weekend.
Yeah, it was. I went to Chester for the first time this weekend. I've been for the races, but you don't really go into Chester, do you? You just you get off the coach, you go into the race course, and then you get back on the coach and you come back home. But it was my mate's 30th. On Friday, so we went to Chester on Saturday. Went around. What a stunning place that is, by the way. You think of old towns like York and things like that, and they're just Tudorish isn't a word, but they just have the look of the Tudor houses. But they're obviously in a shop. They're in the shops. It's fucking stunning. So yeah, we went and did that on Saturday. Yesterday, I played golf. Surprise, surprise. Still a bit pissed. But I played the best golf, genuinely. The best golf but the most points I've ever got. And my handicap's come down this morning, so I'm fucking over the moon.
Do you know?
But that was my weekend.
I think that's 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months you've said I've played the best golf of my life. So clearly, yeah. I think once is a fluke, twice is okay, maybe. But 3 times ish, you clearly getting good. There you go. So we're coming out of lockdown soon, and you'll be able to just throw it all away. Fuck's sake.
I go back to working 5 days a week until 5:30, and then not getting home till late, and never playing golf again. But at the moment, I'm really, really enjoying my golf. When I first started, obviously I was shit, and you're just hacking a ball around. But now you're starting to shape your shots a little bit, and the ball is biting on the green, so it's not running off the back. And yeah, it's things are coming together nice and slowly at the moment, so I'm really, really happy. But enough about what I did this weekend. You got balloons in your room. What did you get up to this weekend?
Oh, the balloons are from the weekend before. That was Chloe's birthday weekend, the weekend before. But or was it the weekend before? The weekend before? I don't know. Time ago. But this weekend, I absolutely broke myself. So my mum, she has MS. Let's go straight into it. So she has a back garden naturally, but it's not the most accessible. So me, Danielle, my sister, her husband, and my uncle all went up to my mum's house to full on time team ground force or whatever you call it. Is bunch of I don't even think either of those are the right programs. Whatever those garden makeover shows are called. Yeah, we all turned up, and she had plans for a veg patch, but it was massive, and my mum's losing mobility, so we basically ripped it up and turned it into some sort of C-shaped design so she can get into it and do basically built some planters or started the foundations for it, which is all fine, get there full on me man drill hammer and stuff like that. That's all fine. Me man splinter, me achy hand, and my legs ache like fuck today. Yesterday it was a little bit achy. Today, it's like when you go to the gym, the day after is when it hurts. That's today. So yeah, we did it on Saturday. Monday equals broken Graham. So ground force was a garden show, I think. There you go. We'll go with that one. Jesus, man. I couldn't remember. In my mind, I was thinking ground force and time team are the same thing. I don't know. So yeah, that's what I did. And then yesterday, as a result, actually, no, yesterday I was in bits. So we had our COVID jabs on Thursday, and COVID just does not agree with us. So we had COVID last December, wiped us out. We had our first injections 8-9 weeks ago. And first couple of days, fine. After that, it kind of wiped me out for a few days. And then we had our second injections on Thursday. And then I think Friday we were okay. Saturday was a little late night. Friday I was rough. Saturday was kind of okay-ish, but yesterday absolute splitting headache. I woke up and then I had to go back to bed until like 12:30, which meant that I was up until silly o'clock last night. And because I couldn't sleep, I was laid in bed playing Retro Goal on my phone until like 2 a.m. It's a fucking wonderful game if you can't sleep. It's also not.
It's a great game.
It's also not a wonderful game if you need to sleep. just gonna keep going. Just another season. 12 days later. So yeah, other than that, decent weekend. One thing I will say though is, if anyone ever wants to play PUBG, do not play it at 1 a.m. because if you're playing solos, if you're playing with squads, it's fine. Playing solos, do not play it at 1 a.m. because there's just not enough people. It's so frustrating to see. It needs new players, but when they've just had a new season launched and stuff, I'm not sure I don't know. But we'll put a pin in that. We have a lot to talk about. We have a bunch to talk about anyway. Not loads. We've selected a good few stories for you, though, today. The story that we're leading with, you will have seen if you checked out our promotional tweets. That's the sirens outside. It's just Salford Life, just the way it is. But Pokemon Unite, is that the next biggest thing? I don't know. We will tell you in our first story. We will then follow that up with... first Halo Infinite multiplayer technical test could happen as soon as next weekend. Does that mean people could be playing Halo next weekend? Q Jordan's face. Where's my it's happening? There it is. It's happening in the chat. Yeah, some Master Chiefs in there. Following that, most games consistently met or exceeded 30 FPS on the Steam Deck during testing. So if you don't know what that is, that's about Valve's handheld Switch killer console, the Steam Deck. Is it a Switch killer? Is it not? I don't know. We'll find out, but we'll bring you that story about their FPS clocking and where they stand on that. And then finally, we did talk about last week the New World MMO from Amazon. Big game, shitloads of people watching it. Still shitloads of people watching it on Twitch. People playing it as well, yeah, apart from the ones that have 3090s provided by EVGA, as New World appears to be bricking 3090 graphics cards. Well, if you are one of these people that has had a 3090 bricked, then don't worry, New World will replace them. We'll give you the information of that to round things out. But as mentioned first, Pokemon Unite could be the next biggest thing. Let me just stop for a second, actually, because I'm going to tie back into the story there by saying I've seen a lot of people starting to talk about Pokemon Unite on Twitch, and there's nothing wrong with channels jumping on new bandwagons because everyone has to evolve. Either as a brand and a business, if you're looking for new viewers, you can't stick with the same game forever. You have to kind of move forward. So people playing new games, that's fine. Some people just live to play the freshest game, which is also fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. All I'm going to say is... if you are looking for a Pokemon Unite content creator, Show started playing this on the very first day before everyone else started playing this. So if you don't know Shogun Ash Live on Twitch, do feel free to check out Shogun Ash Live because whilst we've done a few bits, Bibbs has played everything from Pokemon TCG to, I think, have you played other Switch games and stuff? So we do play some Pokemon. I'm massively into 151 Pokemon and then loosely into anything beyond that. But if you want someone that is a proper Pokemon-focused content creator that isn't just jumping on it because other people are jumping on it, then do check out Shogun Ash Live as a source. Which then, the reason I mention that is because I usually would, queuing up the next story, say, Bib, are you interested in playing Pokemon Unite? Yeah. But Bib, I've seen that you've been talking to Show about playing Pokemon Unite. Are you looking at jumping in?
I have already been playing it. I've been learning characters that he's told me to learn. I'll get into it afterwards, but yes, I am fully invested in this as it stands.
Nice. Well, if you don't know what we're talking about, this is it. From Alex Donaldson, Alex Donaldson at VG247, Pokemon Unite is way better than it has any right being. Pokemon Unite is a barnstormer right out of the gate. Let me hit play on the trailer for you. Scroll down slightly, keep the video in view. Okay, the world of Pokemon has been applied to many genres of video game, but I think it's pretty fair to say that only a handful of them have been a runaway success. There's the original turn-based RPGs, of course. There's the photography simulation of Snap and the augmented reality adventures of Pokemon Go. These aren't just successes, but in most cases are also milestone titles. But for every game like this, there's something that's just sort of fine. puzzlers, fighting, and a slew of mobile money spinners. To be quite honest, I'd thought Unite would be like these. A good idea that would result in a fine, if slightly tepid spin-off. Not quite a Pokemon game and not quite a MOBA. Just a little bland combination of the two. But you know what? Pokemon Unite might just be another one of the series' staple moments. It might just be the most important Pokemon game since Go. We're going to lose the trailer. Bye. We'll go back. The idea for Unite is hardly the greatest jolt of lightning bolt genius. In fact, it's obvious. Games like League of Legends and Dota 2 are absolutely huge, so why not adapt them with some of the most beloved characters in gaming? These sorts of games require a varied cast of characters with wildly different and interesting abilities, and Pokemon has those in abundance. It just makes sense. This isn't a guarantee for success, though. The MOBA genre is complicated and often confusing and difficult for newcomers to follow. A franchise like Pokemon is sure to bring many newcomers, as well as a younger or more casual players, and this game needs to be playable comfortably on touchscreen devices. Unite gets a flying colours pass on all of these fronts. The smart design carries through to the ways in which it doesn't follow the traditional structure of the genre. One thematic difference is rather than being focused on destroying the opponent's base, you're instead scoring points. An overflow of points can remove certain base elements, which means the overall effect is the same, but the absolute numbers you'll need to dump into the goal to move forward are inherently easier to understand. This fits the framing of the game in the Pokemon universe, where Unite is some far-off region's beloved sporting event. Also, fitting to this is one of the best changes, a hard 10-minute time limit, which means matches can't meander on or descend into a stone-walled stalemate. In fact, matches are frenetic and fierce, often ending well before the timer expires. In some ways, it's hard to believe what a good fit Pokemon feels for this genre. Of course, the various non-player creatures you can encounter and battle out on the map gain an advantage are simply wild Pokemon, and of course, as the match wears on, more powerful variants appear. That just tracks. The power creep as your character levels up and grows more powerful over the course of a match feels completely natural to the franchise, and the thrill of seeing a Pokemon evolve to their next form right in the heat of battle is just... Look, it's good, all right? All of this is about the broad feeling of the game, but it also feels pretty good to play too. I'm the sort of person who's always been able to appreciate the challenge and fun in the delicate ballet of chaos that is the MOBA action to an extent that it appeals to my RTS-loving nature, but at the same time, I've always struggled with actually getting into and enjoying the genre as a player. Not so with Unite. Streamlined well, nipped and tucked in all the right places to make it eminently accessible. Co-developer Timmy knows what it's doing and has a solid track record of creating huge mobile games. That makes Unite... I'm assuming that should be what. Okay, that makes what Unite does feature some pretty aggressive monetization, probably one dark cloud hanging over the game. None of it is pay-to-win stuff. It's mostly cosmetic, and with plenty of chances to earn enough currency to buy things for free, but it's still constantly eager dangling shinies in front of you, keen to get you to open your wallet. There's a sinister sort of undertone to some of this, like how you can unlock costumes for Pokemon you don't even own, thus causing you to spend more money to unlock that Pokemon in order to use the costume. You just know there's psychologists working on this, figuring out the best ways to encourage, that is manipulate, users into spending more. That makes me uneasy, just as it does in some of the ridiculous monetization Niantic has deployed in Pokemon Go. Amen. That's less ideal, but the core game is at least free and soon will also be on mobile with cross-platform progression. With how easy it is to hop into a quick game, I can see danger in this. I can see myself playing it on the sofa in Switch's handheld mode with a trashy TV in the background. I can see myself playing it on mobile. I can see myself getting competitive across the ranked modes. I can see myself spending money. Danger, danger. And yet the game is good. There's a lot about it to love. And this is exactly what happened to me with Pokemon Go and Genshin Impact, two other well-designed free-to-play games with cheeky but not quite over-the-line monetization. Could it be that Pokemon has actually done it again? I dare say the Pokemon Company has got another mobile revenue chart top on its hands. Maybe the obvious ideas sometimes are the best, after all. Okay, I went through the entire story there. Because I wanted to see where he brought it back. I could have stopped that a little bit early on, but the gist of it is, if you like yourself some League of Legends, a MOBA action, well, Pokemon has that now. Pokemon Unite could just be the next biggest thing. Babe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've played probably about 10 or 15 rounds on this so far. I think I've only lost one, and that isn't... a couple of them are in quick matches and stuff like that, and standard, which obviously the people who were probably playing them were the same level as me at that time. I tried to play League of Legends many, many years ago, and I just wasn't that good. I couldn't get my head around it. It felt like it was a bit too much going on. And it just didn't resonate with me. I tried my best. Like Willis and Mike was massively into it. They absolutely loved it and played it. I think they may even play it from time to time now, but that was their like main game alongside WoW. So I've tried to get used to it. I've tried to play that and I couldn't get used to it. But this feels like a completely different. I don't know whether or not they've dumbed it down for someone like me and made it so much easier to be able to pick up and play whilst also trying to learn the characters. But when it comes to playing team games, I like to be the healer. I like to be the support character, the person who will be alongside the tank or someone who's doing the most damage. And I'll just try and keep them alive kind of thing whilst also chipping in to try and take down some of the health. So when I was speaking to Show about it, it was like, yeah, choose one of the supporting characters, get used to that, and then when you join the team, we'll have a pretty decent team because no one likes to be healer. Everyone wants to be seen to be doing the most, but I think it's the exact opposite. Like being a healer is probably one of the most important parts of team games, trying to keep the other players alive.
We need to get.
So
Sorry, I just need to interrupt you because this is more important than
yeah.
what you're saying. We need to get. Is it the Gabrielle song? They say the Bib's a healer, and now you're ready to fight again. That's what we need. That's it. Whenever Bib is playing a MOBA or anything like that, just have an exclamation mark Bib command. Okay, back to the actual comments, Bib. Sorry.
So yeah, there's you get like a roster of Pokemon. I've just found an article now that tries to break it down, so I'll put it into the chat for anyone else who's slightly interested in this. But it gives you an idea of who to pick, and then it'll show their evolution chart, what moves they can do, what their main move is, or their ultimate. So you try to learn the mechanics of the character, and then you go out and play the game. But it's obviously quite difficult to play with 4 other people that you have no comms with, because don't forget, Nintendo doesn't have party chat unless you got your mobile phone. I don't know whether or not that works anymore because, like, fuck, I am using a different device to chat to someone that isn't Discord or I'm not on my PC. It's just not going to happen. So you just kind of have to use the in-game chat. So you can like press up and then select which side. So like I'm going bottom, I'm going top, blah blah blah. So I just tried to find the one that use a tank and then follow them around to try and keep them alive. So that's worked for me so far. I've got used to using Eldgoss. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. I apologize. It's not part of the 151. I thought I offended someone somewhere, but it's Eldgoss, I think, is a support character.
Was it Elder Gloss? Elder Gloss is it, or is it Goss?
It hasn't got an L in it. After the Eld.
Yeah, okay. I completely. Let me check. Yeah, I have no idea. Elder Goss. There you go.
Yeah. So that's who I've been using to try and get used to their mechanics. And to be fair, I am thoroughly enjoying this game. It does have a free battle pass. It has a paid battle pass in there as well, and I can see where people are coming from. But literally, you can play this game. There's so many different challenges and events and daily login stuff and things like that that you genuinely don't even have to put any money if you don't want to. Chances are I'm probably not going to unless I'm that far in the battle pass where I think, all right, if I pay £4 now, I'll unlock like 30 other cosmetic things to make my character look a little bit cooler. But apart from that, like this game is very, very good. And I hate that every game is becoming an esports franchise, regardless of what genre of game it is. But this could definitely be a potential. Well, from my opinion, it could definitely be an esports contender to the likes of League of Legends because of the Pokemon name behind it and the characters that are being used inside it. It's just whether or not people will continue with it after a month or two, which I genuinely think that they will because it's such a fun game. If you have a Nintendo Switch, and it's obviously coming into mobile about 2 months from now, I think. So you get the opportunity to be able to have cross-platform play. So someone on Nintendo Switch is playing with mobile, I can continue my save elsewhere. I can. The game is only 10 minutes long. It doesn't go over that. So you get your 10 minutes. If you've got a spare 15 minutes, you can jump in, get through the end screen, have all your characters loaded up and stuff like that. I think it's such a great game. And I never thought I would be into a mobile like this.
You mentioned like esports. I think the fact that it's Switch is a hamper there, like in terms of it's a barrier for entry. So obviously they've got Switch/mobile crossover. Obviously mobile esports is massive. Switch does have esports too. Just kind of feel like it's missing that if it's not coming to consoles, fair enough, Nintendo, it's Nintendo, but put it on Steam, get it on Steam, and then that suddenly becomes a completely different beast. Because like what's Temtem? Temtem was successful because it gave Steam players Fakemon. It was Pokemon, but not real. So, but it was
Yeah.
hugely successful because they had an opportunity to play Pokemon, but not Pokemon. But put this, which Steam is already the platform of choice for MOBAs, stick this in that arena, and then it's just gonna shit. And if you can get crossplay across all of that sort of stuff, then huge. Just whether they will actually go that way, I could see that being so much bigger. Because the biggest restriction for me is the fact that I'd want to play this, I'd want to stream this, but it's on Switch, and I'd have to figure out getting the Switch hooked up in this setup and blah 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 blah. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. I probably won't get involved. Also, the fact that looking at Charizard is an all-rounder and not an attacker. What the fuck? God, how is Pikachu an attacker, but Charizard's an all-rounder? God, honestly. And Alolan, what was it? Fucking I didn't even see it. I've lost it now. Alolan Ninetales.
Logo. Oh.
Is an attacker. I mean, I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, looking at the other all-rounders, you've got Lucario and Machamp in there, which are fucking amazing Pokemon generally in the history of the game. So yeah. I don't know. Anyway, usually
it's when you start off with the first evolution of them. So as you attack other Pokemon or some of the, I think they call them minions in League of Legends. They're just like these NPCs that are around. You attack them. Your little XP wheel goes round. So when you get to I think it's 6 for Eldegoss before it evolves, and then you go into it's obviously a much more powerful state
from Luke Goss into Eldegoss. As Madge said.
Yeah.
Good morning, Madge, by the way. Thank you very much for the host 5 minutes ago, dude. Appreciate you.
So having that is cool. It is cool. So you've got the opportunity to not only just attack the other team, but you've got the opportunity to farm, which is what I got. People used to accuse me of all the time in League of Legends. That is definitely one of the most toxic video game communities that there is out there. Like you get done for. I say you get shouted at for the smallest of things, which is obviously a huge thing for someone like me who's a fucking noob and has no idea. I get done for feeding all the time because I'm going down the lanes to try and get as much XP as I can whilst also killing myself and giving the opportunity for the other team to try and take XP off me to feed them to make them much stronger. So it's trying to find the balance. And I think with the support character that I've got that balance now. I know what I need to do and I know when to run and retreat. So it is very complex when you first start out, if you've never played one before, but I think you'll get used to it quite quick if you have got some form of intelligence when it comes to video games.
Well, I'm not going to play it then. Let's leave it alone. Where we get to. Iceman says... Garden Force was Garden Show, I think. Definitely not a time team unless you found some Roman ruins when you ended it. Maybe we did. Tito, jumping back, says, New World seems to be really popular, but I never trust a game's success by Twitch metrics. Amazon will have chucked a load of money at streamers to encourage them to stream it. I'll see who's still playing it in a month. I mean, we will jump onto that potentially at the end of the show because we do have New World as the last story in it. But no, I agree. Definitely. The only thing is you can often see it in less than a month. You can often see it like a massive drop-off. If a game isn't worth it, you will see an instant drop-off, as we saw with Hyperscrap. Hyperscape was everywhere and then nowhere. Outriders everywhere and then nowhere. Soon as the drops finish and soon as the hashtag ad finish, then if the streamers don't keep playing it, then it's enough there. It's either the wrong streamers or their audience just don't want it. The streamers might have absolutely loved Hyperscape, but their audience weren't feeling it, so they just can't go. And that's not a bad thing. People don't like if the streamer likes it and their audience don't. Sometimes streamers play games that they don't want to play because their audience do want to play it, or they might. Do you know what? Fuck it. We'll put a pin in all of that and we'll come back to that at that point in time. But yeah, no, it's a good point. Take everything with a pitch. Numbers and viewership don't necessarily give you the entire picture. Having good numbers, even after the stuff ends, doesn't necessarily mean a game's doing well and vice versa. But yeah. Good morning, Mr. Butters says, I'll be having a look at this, dust my Switch off and give it some love. Let me just type this in the chat as well, if I've got that right. There you go. Speaking, if you want to see someone playing it in the meantime, no doubt Bib will probably start playing it at some point, but sure, was streaming it, I think yesterday, if not it was the day before, but yeah, if you do want to see someone playing it in the meantime to see how you feel about it, then check out Show's channel. Iceman says,
in fact, I'm actually going to see if he's on tonight because I might hop on myself and we could do like a co-stream or something. So I will definitely speak to him about that if he's not already here. If he is here, hi, Show. But he asked me if I was coming through on Saturday, and obviously I was in Chester, so I couldn't join him. But yeah, we'll definitely jump on with him.
Never actually said, by the way, but Chester is fucking glorious. Speaking of Pokemon, the only time I've been to Chester, it was for a Pokemon Go event. One of the big heritage events in that Pokemon Go summer. They had one in Chester, so me, Daniel, and Chloe. It was actually like 3 days ago, 2 years ago, or something like that, or 3 years ago, or something. Because we got it in Facebook Memories like 3 days ago. So we all went over to Chester, got the train over to Chester. Really, really nice place, but also fuckloads of Pokemon. Yeah.
Stunning.
As for Pokemon Unite, Aspen says, I played a bit of it, got 100% win rate after 2 games. Then again, I was top and second highest scorer in those games. One game as Zero Ara, excuse the spelling. I'll take it. And one as Snorlax. Yeah. This is my first ever MOBA. Seems pretty simple. My second game ended with opponents quitting. Honestly, Iceman's out here not taking no prisoners. On him. Yeah, exactly. Get out of here. To be honest, the only song I hear when I see the next big thing is Brock Lesnar's WWE music.
Yeah.
Goddamn
right. Fucking tune that.
Tito says, is there something in Graham's contract which says he must sing at least once a stream? I reckon he hogs the karaoke at the staff Christmas party. Do you know, I'm not a big karaoke fan. I do sing a lot when it's like just off the cuff kind of thing, but karaoke, people expect you to be good at it. So I don't tend to do that very often. So yeah.
Not in our local pub.
Oh, the worst,
a mile away.
The worst thing is though, is you go, yeah, go on then. Put my name down. Put my name down. And everyone's like, and then you're like, oh, okay, my song's in 2 songs' time. And then the guy gets up before you and you're like full on like Luciano Pavarotti equivalent of fucking, and you're like, what the fuck have I got to follow that? No, I'm okay, thanks. Yeah. Ta. Yeah. That's me out then. Hyperscape, that went well. I have lots of faith in X-Deviant. I mean, Deviant? X Deviant. We'll take that one. I mean, I'll give it a shout. I mean, I'll let's see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But League of Legends.
Have you actually watched any of it yet?
What, X-Deviant?
No. Pokemon Unite.
I haven't. I tuned into show stream for about 5 minutes, and it was like it was kind of like pre-game setup sort of talky stuff. When it was when he first got it, and he got it early from Nintendo kind of thing, but I didn't actually see him get into anything. Mad says League of Legends and MOBAs to me have to be the most tedious games to play. A fast death for the mouse that is that. Yeah, well, it's on Switch, so yeah. Do you know what? Fast death on the Switch instead. Job's good one. But no, I've not seen any of it. I will tonight though when you play crossplay with Show, co-stream with Show.
I've just texted him.
Nice.
Because I forget otherwise.
Well, if you want to see any Pokemon Unite, Show's potentially playing it tonight. Bibby's potentially playing it tonight, so you could have some nice dual streams to check that out on. If you're not really interested in Pokemon, but you want something else that's pretty massive, that's been around for 20-odd years-ish, then, well, do you know what? The next story is for you then, potentially, if you have an Xbox anyway. By Steph Nunneley at VG247, it says, first Halo Infinite multiplayer technical test could happen, quote, as soon as next weekend. So the first Halo Infinite multiplayer technical flight is coming soon, and 343 Industries has outlined what to expect. In the latest Inside Infinite update, 343 went over what players of the Halo Infinite technical flight will be testing. I'm going to hit play on the video for now. It's 12 minutes of yikes. Okay, we're not watching all of that in the time that I'm reading this. According to the developers, the technical preview will focus on testing the Halo Waypoint companion for mobile and web, and you will also be testing the menu navigation for the Battle Pass UI, challenges, and customization. Insiders will also test multiplayer bots in the Bot Arena playlist, which puts 4 players against 4 bots on arena maps. For this technical preview, the Bot Arena experience will feature Slayer across 3 maps: Bazaar, Recharge, and Livefire. Bots come in 4 flavors: Recruit, Marine, ODST, and Spartan, with each level representing an increase in bot skill. The team is planning a daily content offering with bots that will evolve over the course of the flight based on the overall engagement of participants. Things will start off slow to help everyone get acclimated, but as time progresses, the bots will provide a greater challenge with more variety. Because the bots currently have a few quirks, air quotes, 343 wanted to include them in the flight for additional testing, aka they could be buggy, but just test it, it's fine. This flight could be made available to Halo insiders on PC and Xbox as soon as next weekend and will be open to, quote, hundreds of thousands, end quote, of insiders. Should all go well, the studio will invite more eligible insiders for the next flight. Prior to the start of the flight, 343 will host a live stream where it will dive into the build and provide a walkthrough of nearly every facet of the technical preview. An exact date for the test has not been provided, but it could happen, that quote again, as soon as next weekend, end quote. End article, Bib. Halo Infinite. And I know that you're a massive fan of Halo, much bigger than an X. Literally, he's like, he might as well call it Halo.
So much
for
inferior.
NX. Honestly, this would be so much better if NX was here right now. So as we're saying this, God damn it, NX, why are you not here? But Halo Infinite multiplayer, technical tests, people potentially playing it, content rolling out as soon as next weekend. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the most eagerly anticipated games, and that's that's putting it mildly. And it's such a easy statement to make, but the fact that this was delayed and now it's, don't want to say imminent, but it's close to the point where we are going to be getting a performance test. Yeah, this is good. This is great. This is great news. Just to have a look and see how it feels. Like a Halo game has a specific feel to it. And some games feel a lot different, and I think that puts people off. But the Halo game has a specific feel to it. And if they nail the feeling of this, and it's free to play when it comes to multiplayer, I think this could potentially be the biggest one they've got. It's going to be the best looking. Yeah, well, it should be. It could potentially be the best Halo game that they've got. The player base is going to be open to millions of people, whether or not that's people playing on PC via Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass, or potentially on iCloud or Game Pass for mobile. Like there's so many ways that you could potentially play this Halo game. As I'm saying this, it sounds very much like what we've just been explaining from Pez, does it not? Like, there's the similarities so are there, but that this could potentially be one of the biggest Halo games that we've ever seen. And I'm eager to find out what it plays like and how it plays, because I most certainly will be picking this up. I think after playing Halo Reach and going back to ODST, we streamed those a couple of months ago via the Master Chief Collection. Yeah, I think I'm ready now for a new Halo experience, because I never played Reach before. I'd fallen way out the Halo bandwagon because I moved over to PlayStation. Obviously, Game Pass wasn't a thing back then. So I've had the opportunity to go back and replay a game that I'd never played and one of my favorite Halo titles. So, yeah, I think this, I don't want to say this performance test or this beta that's going to be rolling out is going to be the be all and end all. I think there's going to be a lot more to do, a lot more to see after we've got to get our hands on it. But yeah, I think to be fair, I'm actually more interested because I'm obviously a Halo fan. I'm not a bigger one as what Enix is, or probably what most people in the chat are. But from the outside looking in, what do you think? I don't want to put words into your mouth, but do you think this is a make or break situation for Halo? Do you think that this is something that they have been resting all of their hopes and dreams on with the new Xbox coming out? Do you think that this is the make or break situation for them? Charge question or not?
I don't actually. I don't. I think it's a big moment, definitely. Because obviously launch title to carry the next gen wasn't there to carry the next gen, although the next gen has carried itself exceptionally well in its absence with the likes of Game Pass. Do I think it could be a massive like black mark on the Halo name if it doesn't do well? Kind of, but I feel like it's kind of the opposite for me. As someone from the outside looking in, people love Halo. I don't. I'm not. I'll try it potentially if it was easy for me to try. I wouldn't go out of my way to try it because I like shooters, boots on the ground. I don't want. I mean, I stopped playing Call of Duty when it went more like Halo, so I'm not going to play Halo when it's like Halo. So for me, I'm not that bothered, which gives me the ability to say, I've seen Halo go from being something massively successful and talked about to something that was just kind of, it's another Halo.
It's a meme.
So I wouldn't even say that this, if it's not good, it'd put a black mark on the name. I would say it's the other way around. For me, Halo has maybe not a black mark, but it's got a bit of a smudge on the name. This it's probably a case of, does it just leave the smudge there, or does it get rid of it? Does it buff it up and bring Halo back to the shining light that it once was? And I think that is where we stand with it. And Xbox have even said it. I think Phil Spencer said that if Halo Infinite is shit, there's going to be more Halo afterwards. So I don't think it'd be make or break in that sense. They've committed to that, saying that there will continue to be games, and they want Halo to be this continuously evolving game, and Infinite would be a game that stays around for years, probably like Warzone in that sort of sense. So I don't think it's make or break. I do think it's hugely important though, because this is the first proper next gen Microsoft release that was put back to be done right. So if this doesn't hit, if this doesn't slap when people play this game, if it's not pristine, and yeah, some bugs and some matchmaking stuff or whatever, new game, new next gen, massively hyped, Game Pass, everyone will be having it on day one, could fucking shit out high player numbers and stuff. Yeah, those issues, fine. But if it's just a bit after that, then that will be hugely disappointing, because Xbox's bandwagon, there's a lot of hot air coming out into those sales, and if this just takes the wind out of those sales, then it'll just be so disappointing. So I genuinely hope, for Xbox's sake, and for me as a PlayStation 5 owner, not an Xbox owner, I genuinely hope that this absolutely smashes it for Xbox. So PlayStation suddenly start going, fuck, okay, we need to, I mean, we're making good games, clearly making good games, but beyond that, we're not really doing anything. Now Xbox are making good games as well, and they're doing everything else. So hopefully it smashes it. Hopefully this technical test comes out. The bots, maybe we have some meme moments like we had fucking trash cans flying around Spider-Man, Miles Morales and stuff like that. Yeah, but we'll have a few of those. It's fine. But then as long as it's
that fell by the wayside quick, didn't it?
Exactly.
Like they had the trash bin stuff, but because the game was so good and it was such an anomaly, that I completely forgotten about that until you've just mentioned it. That's how good the game was.
Exactly. There he is. Just as we're talking about Halo, the second biggest Halo fan on the channel. Actually, I'm only joking. I don't mean it. I don't mean second, because I'm here as well. So you're clearly third. So there you go. Nice. But yeah, new Halo screens look sick. We're not even looked at the screens. We're talking about the Infinite multiplayer technical test. Have you got the screens? Have you got a link to them? Drop a link. Actually, I don't know what kind of links you've been looking at. Make sure it's the right link before you press send, honestly. Let me jump back through the chats. Goes Kyo. Is it Kyo or Kayo? I always say it, and I think I change the way I say it every time. But anyway, welcome into the stream. How are you doing? Lake, good morning. Tito says, is it compared to Cyberpunk in terms of expectations? I'm hoping Halo doesn't follow the same path. Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, in the same way that I don't think Cyberpunk will tarnish CD Projekt Red forever, in terms of people won't give them any benefit of the doubt. I think people will do, but it's always one of those conversations. It's another Cyberpunk. It's like, as soon as someone has like the Raphael from PES 2014 memes, once people sit on the meme, it becomes ingrained, and it takes a lot to shake it. So hopefully it's decent, because they don't. Last thing Halo need is a Cyberpunk stigma to the Halo franchise, because it just weakens everything they've done, because that Halo is Xbox is Halo. Okay, you can stick Game Pass and talk about Game Pass and stuff, but if your flagship, your signature, your front of house game is just a bit gash, the fanboys are going to be like, you might have been killing everything for the last 24 months, but your game's a shit, mate. And that's it. There's no fighting against that, because yes, you can fight against it, but there's no point. Bibby, you mean eFootball? Yeah, he did use the word PES. eFootball. Do you know, to be fair, it took me years to move from saying Pro Evo to PES. So now I'm comfortable with PES. It's going to take me fucking years to move to eFootball as well. So, exciting news for sure. Halo having a limited multiplayer test. Given that we saw what it was going to be and the fans rejected the quality in Unison, I think it's in a far better place than Cyberpunk, as they showed a false representation of gameplay and delivered the shit at launch. Yeah, exactly. And I think fair play to him. I mean, that can't have been an easy decision, and that's the difference in having. I mean, let me offer a few caveats. I was going to say that's the difference, having the ability to say, no, do you know what? Fuck it. It's not ready. We're going to hold back. We're not going to launch it until it's done, which is what Cyberpunk should have done. The difference there, though, the caveats is that Cyberpunk was the only game from CD Projekt Red being released in that window, whereas Xbox were releasing a brand new console, had Game Pass and all these other things that were coming out in the meantime that could have sustained and provided additional revenue streams. Not that CD Projekt Red are short of revenue, but it's still a very different conversation. So, but yeah, I still agree, though. They still should have put it back for me. Okay, there we go. Halo Waypoint. Let's have a look. Bots being in the first flight is very smart. Some people kicked off they won't be matchmaking again. Real people against real people, but think they're doing bots to get the weapons and feel correct and train people before they move into a live esports environment. Very smart idea. I mean, as someone that plays a game that's full of bots, PUBG, those bots absolutely break immersion. 100%. If you watch a streamer and they will be annoyed that they've just had to kill a bot. And on one hand, I'm thinking, well, that bot that you've just had to kill replaced the person that should have been there. So in theory, you should have still had to kill someone there anyway. The thing is, though, is bots are quite loud and cumbersome, and they don't act like normal people. So they'll just stand there going, duh, 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 duh. Like shooting like a stormtrooper. So basically, the bots are firing a flare up into the air, going, "Hey everyone, there's someone over here who's about to kill me." So when you kill the bot, somebody knows that you're in that area, kind of thing, which is kind of frustrating. So if Halo putting them into their tests and trying to increase the quality of them is a good sign for me. That's a really good sign for me. First Corona test in 1 hour and 20 minutes, as in. What kind of test? Because I know you meant. I did see in the Discord that, or at least I think I did. I was playing PUBG yesterday actually, and I saw one of your notifications on my phone. Did you say you've got flu? Is that what it is? Is that what you're getting tested for? To see if? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully you don't have it. Hopefully you don't have it.
Good luck.
Pathfinding is a huge 10x10 map versus a small arena map. Is why PUBG's. Pathfinding in a huge 10x10 map versus a small arena map is why PUBG's bots are so stupid. Otherwise, CPUs would be smoked if it was Skynet levels. Put the link above. Oh yeah. Do you know? I've got the link open. The reason I've not got the link open is because you're telling me that you've got the link open. Ta-da! There you go. But yeah, here we go. An exterior shot of live fire. Let's scrolling down. Actually, let's scroll back up. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I mean, see, the thing is, I see something like this, and I don't then zoom in on textures and like, oh, that tree. Oh, it's a bit flat. It's not fully like. So when I saw the first footage of, actually, I've got a question. Is that supposed to be a hole in the wall? Is there supposed to be a background on that window there? You can't even see my mouse. That window there. Should you be able to see the mountain behind it? I don't know. Okay. Next up, Spartans go to battle in live fire. See, if they were all military green camo stuff, that's fine by me. But, like, this starts to lose me, this blue and purpley stuff. But then we get to, like, Iron Man, red and gold. Yes, please! Okay, we'll take one of those. He's back in the game. Scroll down again. Meet the threat detector. Okay, don't know what that is. A hallway in recharge. Is that like a dam? Is that what we're thinking? Is that like water spraying outside? Another look at live fire. The trusty CQS-48 Bulldog. Is that a sniper rifle? A shotgun even? If it's called a Bulldog, usually it's a shotgun. Let's do some damage. A Spartan holding a love egg. Nice. That's one for West. Spartan holding an egg. An exterior look at Bazaar. See, this one looks my kind of stuff. It looks less spacey and more like almost Middle Eastern, that one, the Bazaar. Concept for an interior section of Bazaar. Nice. Looks good. Looks good. I don't have any issues with any of that. My only comments are from... I mean, it's probably not fair for me to start because I'm going to pull it down because of my attitudes towards Halo in general. It's not my scene, my setting, my sort of environment for a game. So there's usually corridors with ledges and bits that you jump up and down and stuff, which is the verticality that I'm not interested in. But other than that, once you get past that and you take that away, for these pre-release images, I can't fault them. They look decent. They look decent. Where do we go? I hear the test itself is really nice feeling. They stick a 5 meter long stick up your nose all the way to your brains. That's pretty much what happens. It's actually the 5 meter long stick has a swab on the end of it, so it's like 5 and a bit meters. So yeah, but they just jab it really hard into your face. That's all it is. That's fine. No, have you ever done any of the lateral flow tests and stuff at home? Similar sort of thing where you stick a swab up your nose and your throat, and I can't do that without gipping and sneezing. Turn into the
Just make sure you do your throat before your nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Top tip.
Morning, lads. I'll read it, Mr. Gallic Clack. Yeah, it's a damn. Just think the environments look great compared to what we first saw in 2020. I've done several lateral flow last week, so yeah, Gag Central. Nice. But yeah, Halo. Multiplayer technical test. It's easy for me to say. It's coming this weekend, so we should start to see content, news, maybe even some footage, depending on how they are approaching that from a NDA sort of perspective. But we'll start to see content coming from Halo very, very soon. When is the release date again? Has anyone got that to hand? I can't actually remember.
Has it got a confirmed one? Halo Infinite release date.
No release
Just
date.
says 2021 as far as I can see.
Oh, so I mean, they're going to have to lock that in soon. I would imagine we're looking at Christmas. If we haven't had the release date yet, usually you've got, okay, well, we need a 3-month build-up cycle, 4-month, 5-month-ish. Yeah. So with that sort of time, okay, 5 months would take us to Christmas. So 4 months-ish would take us to Christmas, more like. No, 5, yeah. 5 months, it'd be Boxing Day, so there you go. So, fuck me, 5 months until Boxing Day, that's crazy.
I can't be asked this year. Like the last 18 months have genuinely, even though they've been probably some of the worst, it's gone like that. Even though we've been indoors for so long, the last 18 months genuinely have been a blur.
They're not even a blur, because a blur implies that you can see the smudge. It was just like a flash. Oh, here we go. It's weird. It's drawn out, but also flown by at the same time. I don't know. Enix says no release date because they're waiting for COD's release date, so it doesn't get sandwiched between COD and Battlefield. Otherwise, it will fall to the side. See, I'm not sure it will. I think it has the potential to fall to the side, but I think Xbox's Game Pass, it being free, I think we won't see COD, like the main game, coming free to Game Pass, and we won't see Battlefield coming free to Game Pass, especially not in the same window, because that is something that Xbox will be trying to keep away from. Whilst they would love to have Battlefield free on Game Pass, they know that would absolutely 100% be at loggerheads with having Halo on Game Pass. Plus, EA would want to make shitloads of money from Battlefield, just like Activision would with COD 2. But I think the fact that it'd be free on Game Pass, so Xbox users have this game there ready to go. Xbox will put in shitloads of marketing budget, so they'll have all of the top streamers playing it massively booked in advance. You'd have to feel. I feel like it would stand up pretty well. I do feel there is some difficulty in terms of there's only so many minutes that could be watched. There's only so many viewers and so many channels, so there is definitely issues with that. But I think the work that they've put into it will stand them in good stead. Battlefield, if that isn't as good as it looked, and it looked fucking good last week, then I could see that one. Battlefield is always the one that people can easily drop, can easily step away from. Call of Duty maintains, and Halo obviously has a hardcore community. So yeah, I think it makes sense to see where they can put it, but it's going to be congested either way, I think. To be fair, will the Blizz news affect COD sales, Diablo sales, etc.? Who knows? Honestly, I don't think it will. No. I think we know how shit the situation is with Blizzard, Activision, but the general audience will absolutely have no idea. They will not be aware of that whatsoever. Which is a shame, which is genuine shame. Genuine shame. Ninja and Shroud will push this hard, especially Ninja, since he is a Halo 4, a Halo World Champion in Halo 4. Exactly. He will already be
easy money for him as well. Yeah, it'll be easy money for him because they'll be paid to stream it and advertise it when they would have already been doing that anyway. And so it's a win-win.
I mean, he's getting paid. He's an ex-Halo champ, and he's been in bed with Microsoft previously. So all over that, Shroud in bed with Microsoft previously. So they're already there with contract talks. You kind of feel that they've got like direct lines through to him already, just saying, okay, we want to book you in for this when it happens, kind of thing. Anyway, let's move ahead. We're running out of time pretty quickly. So enough on Halo. Let's jump into PC. I want to say PC. What I mean is portable PC gaming. This is from Vikki Blake at Eurogamer. It says, most games, quote, consistently met or exceeded, end quote, 30 FPS on Steam Deck during testing. Steamed up. Once again, Vikki Blake at Eurogamer says, Valve has clarified what the company means by describing the Steam Deck as targeting 30 FPS. Though some prospective Steam Deckers were concerned at the use of the word targeting, Valve's Pierre-Loup Griffet, I'm going to say that in a French accent now because I feel like I have to, Pierre-Loup Griffet, took to Twitter to emphasize that the hardware wasn't targeting 30 FPS as much as it was suggesting 30 FPS is the minimum Steam Deck users can expect. All the games that have been tested on Steam Deck thus far have reportedly, quote, consistently met and exceeded, quote, end quote, 30 FPS, plus there'll also be an optional FPS limiter to enable players to choose between frame rate and prolonging the mobile device's battery life. Quote, the 30 FPS target refers to the floor of what we consider playable in our performance testing. Games we've tested and shown have consistently met and exceeded that bar so far, Griffet explained on Twitter. Thanks, Game Rant. Quote, there will also be an optional built-in FPS limiter to fine-tune performance versus battery life. In case you missed it, eBay has recently clamped down on Steam Deck scalpers a week after we first reported on how they had taken to eBay with their £4 Steam Deck reservations, marking up the PC handheld by hundreds of pounds. There were multiple listings of the Steam Deck on eBay at the time, all charging more than Valve's asking price. Some listings had the hardware up for sale for over £1,000, but eBay has now scrubbed these listings, telling Eurogamer they were in breach of its pre-sale policy, as all pre-sale listings must guarantee the item will be posted within 30 days of purchase. Our friends at Digital Foundry recently discussed Steam Deck's updated specs, calling them promising for gaming performance and storage options. But nice little confirmation there. Most games will consistently meet or exceed 30 FPS on the Steam Deck. So it's decent FPS playing PC games on the go. Babe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm hearing contrasting things about this. Like the specs and stuff, a lot of them should be more than capable of being able to play most of these games. But I've seen people state that they can't play the likes of Apex, they can't play PUBG, they can't play League of Legends, they can't play CSGO. These games that predominantly a lot of people that still have huge play bases on, it can't run. Yet this article is saying that they are targeting 30 FPS or more. Now, I want to know who's tested that. Well, I'm not asked who's testing, but I want to know the games that have been tested for them to have that information. Like, what games are you targeting 30 FPS with? I'm not bothered about if it's on like ultra, high, medium, low. I'm not asked about that. I just want to know the type of games that have been running on it for them to be able to come to a conclusion like this. Because this surely will have a detrimental impact as to whether or not you're going to pick this up. Because if it's a load of indie game that are targeting 30 FPS, that's fantastic, but that's not the main core of your audience. They won't be just picking this up to play indie games. They tried that with the PS Vita. They even had first party support and third party support, and it didn't survive. So, what are you bringing to the table? What games can you play in your library that are going to target this 30 FPS and more? What are the games? Because that's the biggest piece of this. Like, what are we getting for that?
Jordan mentions in the chat talking about games that can't play. Apex etc. could run, but the issue is the anti-cheat software. I didn't actually see the bit about anti-cheat software, but I was listening into Bibby's Scoop on Friday morning, and I don't know if it was then that he mentioned about certain games again couldn't be played, and I did see like a contrasting news story. I think you'd actually mentioned it. I was like, oh, so can we play PUBG and stuff? And it wasn't that you can play PUBG and you can play Apex, but it was basically a message from Valve saying the lists that have come out that's detailing what games can't be played, take that with a pinch because that might not be true or something like that. I don't know if I don't know if it's directly from Valve's wording or it was someone else commenting for Valve, kind of like basically said, actually, don't believe that yet because that's just off the basis of assumption kind of thing. In reality, they potentially could be played. They just need to work around certain bits. So maybe it is the anti-cheat stuff. So BattlEye or whatever they use as their anti-cheat stuff. Maybe when it actually comes to getting that on the Steam Deck, maybe there may be a BattlEye portable or something like that. That's a skimmed down version of the code or stuff that they can drop in to allow people to play it, which absolutely, I mean, skimmed down version of the code sounds like cheat heaven. Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't see if Steam Deck is as good as we want it to be. There will absolutely 100% be ways to get Apex and PUBG and stuff. They will have to find ways to put those out on those platforms. Surely, because it's just like cash cow. Do you want to milk that cash cow? No, thank you. I'll stick to the other cash cows that I'm milking. Oh, I said no business ever. I'll take all of the cows, please. Thank you.
Like, because we've got PUBG Mobile, we've got like Call of Duty Mobile and stuff. It surprised me that those kind of things won't be able to get played on this without anti-cheat. Like, you've got that. I know it's obviously the operating system that's the problem here. That's the biggest problem we've got with it. In terms of, if you're playing this Steam Deck, who are you going to get matched up with? Are you going to get matched up with as if you're playing on a PC, so you can get matched up? Can you get matched up with Xbox and PlayStation players on PC?
No, I imagine you will just be playing
PC.
against other PC users. Yeah. Using PUBG as the example point, Stadia is console. Stadia is console, so you can play against Stadia users on PlayStation and Xbox, but you can't play against PC or mobile users. So a PC user can play against PC users. I don't know if Stadia can fall into that with a mouse and keyboard. I don't think they can, but I could be wrong. That might be possible. So I imagine you will play against just PC users regardless. So you wouldn't be able to play against the mobile stuff or the console stuff from your PC. So yeah, the only way you could get into that system without any cheat check stuff, because obviously mobile goes through mobile network and shit. I imagine there's all sorts of hacks and stuff for that. Yeah. Consoles is you're protected by your the first parties. You'd have to go through their systems, be that Stadia, Xbox, or PlayStation. Whereas Steam, you have to use some anti-cheats like the battle eyes and stuff like that. So yeah, I imagine they'd have to create something that gives you that same battle eye sort of experience, but on the portable device.
Mm-hmm. That may be why it's not playable yet, because they haven't figured it out. It could be that it's still in the pipeline, and like I said, it's take it with a pinch of salt. It could just be where we're going to have to wait for a time being for these kind of things to be implemented, because it's brand new software. Do you know what I mean? It's a brand new piece of hardware that will require brand new pieces of software. It's not as if you're running, well, you are technically running a PC in a handheld device, but everything else is, the system and software that everything comes with is untested, I'll say in air quotes. It's one of the things that starts off and you can play most games. Eventually, more updates will come down the line to enhance your experience, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, look at Switch. It started out as something that you just sit on a table next to a barbecue in your back garden, and you and a mate play garish family games and nothing else. And now you can play fucking Doom Eternal on it. It's like, fuck yeah. So yeah, all it needs is a little bit of success, and it will absolutely thrive. It's interesting to see what the Steam. I hope it's successful, just so we can, not that we'll remember to look back, but going from this moment, looking at, we're getting something that looks like the Game Gear, and we can play Steam games on the go. To imagine to what 2 years down the line to what that's actually grown into, and no one would have thought that the Switch is the Switch, what it is now. I mean, it was a decent console. I had a Switch before lockdown, but lockdown changed the landscape for Switch massively, so no one could have seen how good that was going to be. Hopefully that alternate, that handheld market will stack up and be a good proving ground for the Steam Deck. Hopefully,
it's only a matter of time.
Tell you what else is only a matter of time. EVGA RTX 3090 graphic card owners getting replacements from New World. That's only a matter of time away. Nice segue into the next article. As Yin-Poole, also at Eurogamer, says New World EVGA says it will replace old failed RTX 3090s. Press return. EVGA has said it will replace all failed RTX 3090s following issues relating to Amazon's MMO New World. Yes, all failed 3090s are being replaced, EVGA told PC Gamer. Amazon's New World is a big hit on Steam, where it's seen a peak of over 190,000 concurrent players. At the time of this article's publication, 132,246 people were playing New World on Steam. However, New World has been dogged by reports that it bricks pricey RTX 3090 graphics cards. These reports picked up enough steam that Amazon Games issued a statement on the matter, saying it had received a few reports of players using high-performance graphics cards experience hardware failure when playing New World. Quote, New World makes standard DirectX calls as provided by the Windows API. We've seen no indication of widespread issues with 3090s, either in the beta or during our many months of alpha testing, the statement continued. The New World closed beta is safe to play. Still, Amazon Games patched New World to cap frames per second on its menu screen in order to further reassure players. As PC Gamer points out, JZ2 or is it Jay's2 host Jason Langevin said in a recently published video below that EVGA told him it had already been cross-shipping RMA, which is Return Merchandise Authorization products, to those whose GPUs failed as a result of the New World beta, which means EVGA is shipping replacement cards before the failed one has been returned for testing. According to PC Gamer, there is now a specific New World category when customers come to give a reason for return. Okay, that's it. So they'll send you a new one before you send your old one back. Dear EVGA, my 12 3090 graphics cards all failed at the same time when playing New World. Can you replace all 12 of my graphics cards? I've got us, boys. I've got us. Nice. We'll share them out. Nice. So there you go. EVGA says it will replace all failed RTX 3090 graphics cards. What are your thoughts, babe? Should they have done that? Should they not done that? What are you saying?
Well, surely they're under warranty, aren't they? Because they've only just come out. So you'd get 12 months, maybe extended warranty if you've paid for that. So I imagine so. It's such a it's not as if it's just a few. It seems to be more than enough for them to be able to have a news report made on it for how many people have been bricked. So I imagine if it's under warranty, then they haven't really got an option to not do so. Or can they just say it's not our problem? It's a game that's broke it. But if it's under warranty, sure, they will be able to anyway.
I wasn't listening. Was doing the title, trying to get it to fit. Sorry, say that again.
Was this under warranty? That's the only thing that they need to understand. Like, it's not fair enough. It's not their fault, but the item is still under warranty. You should get 12 months. It may be even extended warranty if you paid for it, or they might have something. If you register to this website, you get an extra 12 months for free. And then they have not really an option to not do it. I don't know.
No,
I
agree. I agree because how many times have we seen companies shit all over themselves for the reason of saving money? And Enix is in the chat, so I'll use Enix as an example. He shits all over himself. No, that's not what I meant. No, Enix is in the chat because he's mentioned how easy it is to get refunds from Xbox for games or titles or so on that you wanted, but trying to get money back from PlayStation, like pulling teeth. Even though there might have been an issue, PlayStation, nope. Okay, fill in this form, send this off, speak to this person, speak to customer services. By the way, just send us a drip of your blood. By the way, it's like, oh, fuck's sake. So EVGA, if these are in warranty, you've got to sort it out. Don't be difficult with it. So what they've just done is gone, okay, well, it's under warranty. How about we know people are looking at this anyway. We just come out and go, yeah, we're fixing it, mate. Yeah, sort of chest out, say it with the chest. Get yourself a good impression, even though you're doing what you are contractually obliged to be doing anyway. It's just the best way. So, yeah.
Absolutely. You got one of the biggest, hottest games out right now that is blowing up your graphics card. What's the best thing to do? It's probably to save face and just do something that you are actually contracted and obligated to do, and just make a big deal of the fact that you are doing it. I think that's probably the best way for them to be able to get around this, not from their sense of PR disaster, but for just make their PR just a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly. On it. There's an issue. I think that's kind of the thing, though, because there's so many different moving parts. You've got the PCs in general. You've got New World. You've got all these different RTX cards. 3090 is made by multiple different manufacturers and so on. And then it's a case of you can't really pin the blame on anyone, but for EVGA to come out and go, oh, it's all right, we'll sort it. We'll sort it, even though it might be their blame. I mean, the fact that they're covered by the warranty, or the warranty covers the consumer, means that they almost look like they're the white knight sliding in when it kind of falls on them anyway. So they make the best out of the bad situation. So yeah, definitely good PR. Definitely good PR. It would be against PC users as it's PC. Yeah. Potentially replacement for gaming laptops. It would be easy to carry, etc. in future iterations. That's regarding the Steam Deck, by the way. David says, with the hardware being pretty much off-the-shelf components, Linus Tech Tips did a comparison to devices like it, including the One X player, and it was better than that. So if it can play Apex, the Stream Deck will be able to. Lake says, Madden NFL 22 costs €108. What the fuck?
Wait, Madden NFL.
Just wait.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, I thought it might have been 2 games.
Just wait 6 months and get it on Game Pass free. Jobs are good and ta-da! It's a specific brand of 3090 that is breaking. I think it's the FTW version of the 3090. It's very weird. Only that one is affected. Yeah, it's got to be some intricacies in there, which is why if it's only one specific version, it's not going to be mega widespread. Which is why it's easy to take on the chin as a PR sort of cost. You're getting yourself good rep whilst not necessarily having to outlay shitloads that you'd have to be doing anyway because of warranties. So good moves. To be fair, just bought a new Sony camera for 1.2K. Which ones you got? Which ones you got? Which ones you got? Didn't you just buy one recently? Oh no, you bought the A6400 or something, didn't you? And then it wasn't in stock, so you bought something else instead or something. Still waiting for my DualSense back. Yep, exactly. There are others that have died in that vid that was shown. Jay says there are even the 1080 Ti's that have died as well. To be fair, we did mention that last week. The news article that we covered over said that it wasn't just 3090s, although that was where most of the conversation was coming from. We had seen that others had gone for it. But then again, with something that's got hundreds of thousands of people playing it consistently, there's a chance for some people's machines to just die at that point in time anyway, with how warm it was last week as well. Fuck yeah. New World caused my PC to blue screen. No, it was the heat. But yeah, no, fuck it. God damn it. I'm buying Madden for the first time ever this year. Well, enjoy. I've done that bit. A6400. Okay. What did you buy last time? You bought something else in the meantime to like cover off the fact that you didn't get the A6400. I mean, I'd like an A6400, but I've got an A5100, which is what this is, which will pretty much give me the exact same picture because I'm going to output it in 1080 anyway. A ZV-1. Yeah. Anyway, do you know what? Enough camera talk. We will put a pin in things. Let's give you a rundown of what we've spoken about, though. Pokemon Unite is the next big thing. It's going to be even bigger than Halo Infinite because that's mediocre at best. I'm only joking. Enix is in the chat. I'm just trolling. Pokemon Unite is the next biggest thing. Apparently, it's a really, really good. If you like League of Legends or MOBAs, games of that style, Pokemon is a really, really good and really approachable spin on that. So if you want to play with Pokemon characters, win. If you want to get into MOBAs and have a skimmed down version that's just a little bit easier to access and only has 10-minute games rather than 3 hours of being click, then yeah, Pokemon Unite is a very good way for you to get into it. If you want to see some, Bibi could potentially be playing tonight with Show, maybe a co-stream. So if you want to see some, check out Twitch tonight. Make sure you follow us. If you are new here, follow us. You do get notified when we go live. We will have a stream this afternoon playing some PUBG and then potentially be playing some Pokemon Unite this evening too. Following that news, we jumped into news that Halo Infinite's first multiplayer test could happen as soon as this weekend, so we're getting even closer to Halo Infinite's launch. Then we jumped into news about the Steam Deck, saying that over the weekend they mentioned that they're targeting 30 FPS for games. That was a minimum. That was the baseline. Not that they want to hit the ceiling of 30 FPS, they want to build off of 30 FPS, which is wonderful. Yes, please. Give me a 60 FPS handheld gaming console. Yes, please. And then finally, EVGA is going to replace all of the dodgy 3090 graphics cards that have been killed by Amazon's New World. Any updates on that, we will keep you up to date. And the same with the rest of the stories. In the meantime, though, if you guys do get any stories or whatever, feel free to share them with us. Do you know what? I'm saying that. I'll stop talking that because I'm taking the wind out of Bibby's sails. Bib, before we jump off and jump back on with the scoop, and you come back with Pokemon Unite later on, is there anything else you'd like to add?
You're going to be jumping back on with PUBG and not the scoop. We're not getting 2 scoops today.
Testing.
You greedy bastards.
Just testing you.
But yeah, thank you very much for joining us for the first episode of the scoop this week. We very much appreciate you jumping in, getting involved with the chat like you shaggers always do. We very much appreciate it. But if you do want to help shave our show, there's 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media sites, Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. Or if you're watching this on any of our on-demand services, please use the description below. You'll find all the links there for you. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow? The Scream Day.
Well, just like every single day, we will be live at 10 a.m. on the money, on the dot, without fail.
But with an ish.
Ish. We'll be live at around 10 a.m. ish. That could be 10, could be 11, could be 12. You never know. You never know. I just want to shout out as well, Kevin Ashburner, Pepe Le Pew, Dexison. Thank you very much for the follows. Actually, Kevin Ashburner was 3 days ago. The other two, thank you for the follows this morning. Appreciate you. For some reason, Dexison didn't pop up in my OBS, but did pop up on Twitter, so on Twitch, so it didn't actually trigger an alert. So there you go. Thank you for the follow anyway. I appreciate it. And Pepe Le Pew was before we went live, so that's why you didn't get an alert. But thank you anyway, Pepe Le Pew. Are you the Pepe Le Pew? Wow, Skunk's following us. That's amazing. Anyway, thank you everyone. We are going to drop off. I will jump back on with some PUBG. Are you jumping on with PUBG, or are you ootin' a bootin'?
Yeah, I'm not going to play PUBG today. I don't think I've got the brain capacity to play it. But again, I will hopefully be back later on playing some Pokemon Unite instead. Something that I can actually wrap my head around.
Nice. Well, if you want to jump in some PUBG,
Beans playing with you?
I haven't actually mentioned it to anyone yet. So if anyone does want to jump in, Beans, if you are one of those people, he has been playing a lot of New World since we got him a code for it. So he might be on that, but I will see if he's jumping on. If anyone else is in the chat and wants to jump in any games, do feel free to let me know. You can jump in. We'll run some solos, duo squads, whatever. But yeah, that's it for now. Until then, have yourselves a fantastic day. And Bibby sounds like he was about to say something.
No, I was going to say, do we want to carve out some time maybe on Wednesday for us to go through New World?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it on the side burner then. We'll leave that on the side burner.
I'll see whether the PC can actually stream it. But until then,
yeah.
stay frosty.